Hey, what it do, fam?
It's your boy.
It's your boy.
We're back.
Hey, everyone. This is Jason. Welcome. Fuck. Hey, everyone. This is Jason.
And this is Tia.
And welcome to Working Class Music. And today is our delay episode. So on this episode, we're going to be talking about a couple different delays that we have on hand, like the different types of delay, their price points, and really, I guess the question that we're posing on this episode is, which delay is right for you? We have the differences that we can get to. So you have a digital delay, which is a digital recreation of several different delay types. It could be an analog delay, which we'll get to, a tape delay, and it also has a controllable BPM, tap tempo. An analog delay is just basically a circuit type. So unlike digital, it's not a recreation in a digital sense, and it's basically one sound. Rather than being digital, you have some using older technology. A popular circuit is the BBD circuit, which is made popular in the carbon copy in Moog's MF Delay and the MOOG MF 104 and the Mini Fugger MF Delay. Also, the delay that made that circuit popular is the Electro-Harmonix Deluxe Memory Man. That's an old school one, and the cool thing about most of the analog delays, especially with that circuit outside of the Moog, they do come with a mod feature, so you do get a little bit of modulation in there. And last but not least, you have a tape echo. The grandfather of that was the Roland RE201, where you actually have two tape reels going back and forth, creating the delay for you. Now, in most delay pedals that are emulating tape, like the L-Cap from Strymon or the Boss RE20, unlike the actual tape delay like the Roland RE201, in most of these pedals, they're just tape simulation. Obviously, you're not putting like a big tape machine on your pedal board. Also, an interesting fun fact, Xander, please look this up and make sure I'm not wrong. But Les Paul was actually the founder of the tape delay. He actually created it. Same guy who created the Les Paul.
I should know this.
Xander, why do we have to look this up? Why don't you know this?
Sorry, God.
It's not like you own two Les Pauls. So yeah, those are the basic types of delay. Now, the question becomes, what features do you need in those delays?
So the first pedal we're going to talk about is the Walrus Audio ARP 87. Here it is. So this is a really cool delay. The ARP is really cool if you're into really spacey, really drawn out type of music. It's great for tapping, you know, if you are a fan of Dance Gavin Dance. It's got a couple different settings. There's digital, analog, lo-fi, and there's a slap feature. This pedal honestly feels like you almost need a degree to understand because there are multiple algorithms built in. So you can do some really intense, spacey stuff with it. It's really cool. So it is digital. There is an analog setting. There's also the lo-fi setting, which basically kind of degrades your sound almost. It gives you a more, honestly, just lo-fi. I wish I had a better word for it, but just a more lo-fi sound. It also has the slap feature, like the MF delay. So, you know, if you just quickly hit a chord, you just get that little bit of slap back. So it's pretty versatile.
The next delay that we have is going to be the Carbon Copy Deluxe. Now this is the big boy out of the Carbon Copy series by MXR. If you want something that's going to be a little bit more advanced, that's where the Carbon Copy Deluxe would come in. Also, big thing, this is a analog delay. This one is going to be a combination of the bright and
The OG.
the OG one. It basically has two circuits in there. You have the bright circuit, which basically gives you a brighter tone. And like another BBD pedal, it does have the modulation switch, so it can give you a bit more of a modulated guitar tone in there. And then you have the regular circuit. Also, it has a tap divide, so you can change it from like a quarter note to like dotted eighths to just different types of notes.
I think there's a 16th and a dotted 16th.
So you can program it out.
There's also a tap tempo
Yes.
feature. That's what the second button is for. So if you're wondering what the difference between the Deluxe and the regular carbon copy is, it's basically that tap tempo and the bright switch.
Pretty much going to be the XL version of a basic delay. And to note, there's also a mini version of the carbon copy. And next up, by Moog, we have the MF Delay. So this is going to be an analog delay, but this one is pretty simple. You have 4 knobs, which is going to be your time, feedback, mix, and drive. Something like the Moog is just going to be a basic delay, no tap tempo, and that's really it. While it doesn't have very many features, it does sound great. The unique feature about this pedal is the drive feature, so it can kind of serve as a boost in your delay signal. Or, depending on what type of amp you're using, you could also use it as a drive pedal, which is pretty dang cool. If you're doing something that isn't very delay heavy and you just want a slapback type of delay, I think that'll be for you. And next up, we have the Strymon Timeline. What is this? This is the wrong pedal. Next up, the Strymon Timeline. It has a ton of features, which will probably be its own separate video, maybe, but there's a ton of them online. You have 99 presets and 12 different types. So you can save all of that. You could take those saved sounds, put it on your computer, and just create more. So you have endless combinations with that. Also, you have 12 types of delay, everything ranging from reverse to shimmer to echo. This is probably going to be the big box delay pedal that you can do everything with, maybe even program a spaceship, who knows. It literally does pretty much everything. It has MIDI capabilities, so if you're recording with it, you can sync it up on your DAW of choice. It does have a built-in looper as well, and it has a programmable BPM. So if you are playing in a band with a drummer and they're playing to a click track, you can program the delay to the BPM and have it go along, so it's not like crazy off time or anything like that. Because being able to just go between delay settings and have that BPM already set, don't have to worry about like tapping or anything like that, and getting the tempo set is awesome. Personally, I've used the Strymon Timeline as my main delay. A lot of the bands that I play in tend to be very ambient, and our drummer does typically play with a click track, so having everything lined up makes it a lot easier. The only downside I would say with that would probably be the associated cost. They tend to cost a lot of money. For all those features, you are paying a higher price, but you know, you could find one used. Yeah, in this video, they didn't even send me that. I actually bought that myself. And then next up, we are segueing our way into the digital delays. That brings us to the original gangster. Not really. The Boss DD6. So this pedal is a bit older, and on this one we have your delay time set out into the milliseconds. So that's one thing that you can go from 800 to 2600 milliseconds. If you want a digital delay that gives you a couple different milliseconds in terms of sound and a couple different features, that would be the Boss DD6. Also, you do have a hold and reverse setting and the warp setting. You do have the tap tempo out that you can use with an expression pedal like the Boss FS5U, which we have right here. And then from there, I would say the next logical step up would be the current in production, as of the recording of this video, of the Boss DD8.
Yeah. So this guy's pretty cool. Honestly, I bought it pretty much for the reverse and the glitch feature. The glitch is a lot of fun if you like more experimental music. So outside of the glitch and the reverse function, you do have your standard delay settings, up to 10 seconds. On the controls, there isn't the option to delay it by milliseconds. Instead, you can just control the delay with just a knob. Like I said earlier, it can go up to 10 seconds of delay. It is really cool with a lot of the added features like built-in reverb.
A fun fact about that, the Boss RV6 has a built-in delay, just like the Boss RV3. So it's kind of like they're going back off of each other. And something that's becoming more common for delay pedals that you typically would see associated with reverb is the shimmer setting, which is basically a high octave sound.
It's a very clean setting that definitely adds a little bit of flavor, especially if you're playing big open chords.
Yeah.
And outside of that, there is also a built-in looper for up to 40 seconds, and you can overdub over those loops as well. So it's a pretty cool feature. It's basically like the newest sibling in the Boss DD series.
I actually think Boss is doing a really good job of like segmenting their pedals, because you have the Boss RV6 and the Boss DD8, and they're kind of in the same bracket. Although you do have like the DD200, which I don't think we have an RV200, so we're not going to discuss that. But you do have the DD500 and the RV500. So we got a lot of levels from Boss there.
Boss likes to offer you a lot of bang for your buck.
Yes. The Boss DD8. Transitioning into a different type of delay.
We have the Mr. Black Tape X2.
You ever just wonder if it's like Tape X2 or like Tape 10.2 or Tape like Final Fantasy Tape 10.2?
Okay, so this guy is really cool because you can run it stereo. There's also a recall button where you can set a preset. There is also the option in this button right here to basically have the tape sound as if it's a brand new, crisp, clean tape, or artificially age it.
I think that one actually has a couple different features that you don't really see on a lot of the tape echoes. I would say if you want a bit more advanced, because I don't even say it would be the next step up. I think the ARP would be better in terms of features. I just think they're kind of neck and neck. I do think the ARP kind of takes the cake in that area, because in terms of sound and features, it's there. But being able to artificially age the tape on a tape delay is pretty dang cool.
That's the Mr. Black.
This is for everyone you've killed! England, murderer! Hold your fire! This man isn't black!
So Tia, what would be, out of all the delays that we've played, like which delay were you impressed by and which delay would you recommend just on the basis of sound to anyone looking for a good delay pedal?
Yeah, so I'm still a little bit biased. I'm still gonna have to choose the Walrus Audio, the ARP87, just because of all the different features. Again, going from analog, digital, that lo-fi, that slap, just everything that you get for, you know, brand new $200 used considerably cheaper. By far, definitely my favorite. As far as sound wise, that MF Delay sounded super rich, super lush, a bit harder to come by.
Yeah, and
So,
a bit more pricey.
Yeah.
On most businesses that have that sell used music gear, you can probably find one for around $250. But on Reverb, the most inexpensive one, minus shipping, is probably like $325. You know, and Moog is no longer making delay pedals at the moment. They do this thing, you know, where ever so often they're like, hey, here's a reissue of this. But I think this time it's kind of stuck. So
Yeah. So Jason, out of all the pedals that we played earlier today, which one was your favorite personally?
my favorite has been and always will be at the moment the Strymon Timeline. I swear I'm not a Strymon plant. They did not give me that pedal.
It's a lie. He's lying.
I paid for it myself, but I've been using
he
that.
Is Strymon.
But yeah, in terms of features, it does everything I needed to do. I have to have a programmable BPM. It can be useful in the recording environment in that sense, so I don't have to tap out the delay. Also, the 99 presets. For me, that's helpful because I can actually have a whole set programmed in, and I can just, at the click of a button, just, hey, there's the next song or there's the next setting. I don't have to worry too much about it because it's pretty much just a set and forget. If you like menu diving, it is a pedal that you can menu dive into and come up with some really cool sounds, really spacey sounds. In terms of sound, yeah, I'm with you. The MF Delay. The MF Delay all the way. It just sounds super warm and super rich. Before playing the Moog delays, my favorite was the Deluxe Memory Man, and that deserves an honorable mention because it was made famous by the Edge. That's been a delay pedal that's come back. I know Electro Harmonic still makes them, but they're not the exact same as the big box ones, so they do sound a bit different.
I think if you're splitting hairs, if you're the type of person that really cares about that, it's probably best to save up.
Yeah.
If you're like me, honestly, reissues all day long, a lot cheaper and readily available.
Or if you're like me and you like being perpetually broke, then go with the Strymon. They sound great, they play great, and I've had that pedal for the last 5 years. And outside of adding the MF Delay recently, I have never used another delay pedal, and it's made recording and everything else, it's made my life that much easier, so it's worth it. So this has been Working Class Music. I'm Jason.
And I'm Tia.
And thank you for checking in. I still haven't come up with a catchphrase.
So this is a really cool delay.
And the cool thing about
The ARP is really, really cool. It's really cool.
pretty dang cool.
So this guy's pretty cool. It is really cool. So it's a pretty cool feature. This guy is really cool.
Come up with some really cool sounds.
Hey y'all, this is Tia from Working Class Music. I'm just here to let you know that as soon as we reach 1,000 subscribers, we will be giving away an Apple HomePod Mini. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And also, if you like our stuff, share it with your friends. You know, it's the best way to just kind of get people on board.
I can stop smiling now.
No, you have to keep smiling. I'm gonna go home, but you have to stay here and keep smiling. Okay.
Is it Bucket Brigade? It is a Bucket Brigade. Bucket. Big. It's an analog delay.